Hello and welcome to another episode of Blackjack Movies. I'm your host, Pat Ilke, taking you through the journey of the best damn movie podcast on the internet. I am here once again with the co-pilot of the ship, Brett Gutierrez. What's up, Brett?
What's up, Pat? And what is up, listeners? We're here. It's Tuesday, February the 6th, and we are bringing you a Blackjack instant review like we do. This one is Den of Thieves.
Yes, man.
And Lots of stars, too.
The movie's been out for a few weeks now or whatever, but we were just able to catch a screening of it. You know, we had a couple hours free time, and we've been hearing some good things, so we wanted to check out Den of Thieves, see what was up, man.
Yeah.
So, like we do always, we give you the good, we give you the bad, and we'll give you the Blackjack Movies rating out of 10. So, for Den of Thieves, what's good?
A lot was good, man. The action was killer.
Yeah.
Killer action, you know. It's a total urban environment. This whole movie takes place in LA. And, I mean, if you're from, you know, Southern California, LA, Orange County, you know, you get a lot of shout-outs, and it's kind of cool, you know what I mean? You're like, you know, they're shouting out Poly High School, they're shouting out, you know, streets. They went all the way down to Laguna Niguel, where I used to live. I was like, holy, what is this?
Right?
You know what I mean? So I think that if you're from California area, you could get a little bit of a kick out of that stuff. You know, they're filming in LA, you know, so there was a lot of cool factor to this movie.
Yeah, and so just to give a heads up of what it's about these bank robbers that are trying to take down, you know, this big score or whatever, and this group of cops that they're going against, basically, that are like major crimes unit, and they don't really play by the rules at times. And
this major crimes unit is
it's a loose interpretation of police officers.
Yeah, they're gangsters, that's for sure too.
That's what they are, and he basically says it. You know, he's all tatted up, and he's got his
Gerard Butler.
And he's got his tat, and he's like, "Look, we're a gang too, except we have these things." And he holds up his badge, and he goes, "But we're legal," you know. And he's basically like,
says we're not gonna you know, take you down to the station and book you. We're just gonna kill you because it's easier.
It is like there's no paperwork for that,
and they kill everybody.
It's crazy, man. And so
this movie's crazy.
It brings you back, and I was mentioning as we were leaving, this movie is a lot like Heat, starring Robert De Niro and Al Pacino back in the you know, early to mid 90s, and that's an amazing film directed by Michael Mann. This is just as good in some aspects. Like, you don't have the acting, like, you know, firepower that you do with De Niro and Pacino and Val Kilmer and stuff, but you have
Gerard
have people.
Butler.
You got Gerard Butler. Hey, he stepped his game up from Geostorm.
I mean, sure, it wasn't bad, but that crying scene.
Oh, it was awful. Well, that's in the bad though. But this part is the good, and the good is that he stepped up his game from Geostorm, because Geostorm was one of the worst damn movies that I've ever seen. And so to see him step his game back up, I was very happy with Gerard Butler's performance.
Yeah.
50 Cent brings exactly what you expect from 50 Cent.
Yeah.
O'Shea Jackson Jr. is turning into a pretty good actor, man. Like, I mean, he's definitely Ice Cube's son.
Every time you look at him,
like, not only that, but he's got the Cube scowl, but he's also got his mannerisms and like tone of speech, and I could hear it in some of the dialogue, and I was like, "Where's Cube?" I'm looking around the corner to see if he's in the theater with us, you know. But like, he's turning himself into a decent actor. He's picking decent roles. You know, obviously the NWA role was perfect for him.
Yeah.
You know, but to go on to this, and it
is a solid
and it
step.
shows it shows just a little bit different range for him, and so I was pretty happy with that. And then I'm probably gonna butcher his name, but Pablo Schreiber, Porn Stash from
Porn Stash.
If you watch Orange Is the New Black, this dude is Porn Stash, and he looks nothing like Porn Stash in this movie.
Dude is huge, first of all. Yoked up. This movie is all about, there's just so much man meat and meathead in this movie, in general.
Yeah.
I mean, everybody is just humongous.
All the Moans.
All the Samoans.
Oh my God.
All the cops.
Man.
Everybody.
The whole crew of cops, they're all yoked up too.
Like, why is everybody
like,
so
what's up,
yoked?
man? What's up?
We need to step up, dude.
No, I don't need to step up. You see the shirt I'm wearing? This thing is, you know, I got guns for days right now.
All right, cool.
You know,
we'll just
I got to put it out there.
CG the belly down.
Well, yeah, maybe a little bit, but you know, Got them tries popping right now. So.
Yeah, man. I mean, so yeah, just everybody. Boy, and Porn Stash, Jesus, man. I mean, yeah, we're just gonna go ahead and call him Porn Stash because. You know,
yeah, I don't want
that's
to
what
butcher
we've
his
seen
name
him
anymore,
before.
but I mean, that dude is yoked up in this movie, man.
Yeah, and he was actually he was great.
Oh, he
be
plays
honest,
the perfect character too. Yeah, like everything that he brought to the table, you know, as the leader of his crew of the bank robbers. This movie is heat mixed with, you know, a little bit of Point Break on some of the action parts. You know, I really dug it, man.
And it was a really cool heist too. You know what I mean?
Was.
Like it was so well thought out. Like it's way smarter than these guys are, which was a little bit weird. But it was like super highly intelligent and really well planned out and clever.
And there's twists and turns. That's the best part. Like you there's stuff that you don't see coming that gets you there.
Yeah.
You know, from the heist down to like the storyline to
the final
this
scene.
and that. Yeah, like I'm like, this is cool, man.
Yeah.
And so to have that all wrapped up in a movie, you know, is high marks.
Wanted,
it's high marks because going in and seeing the cast and everything, you don't have big expectations. What you have is like, okay, I just want to be entertained. Let's get some good action, and I'll be happy.
Yeah.
This gave you a lot more than that. It's thrilling, good action, good storyline, twists and turns, and I'm ecstatic, really.
Oh, nice.
You know,
so
the only thing that this was missing... Oh, it's going to get high marks. But the only thing that it was really missing for me is like a bomb-ass soundtrack. Like, there's no music in it. Like, I mean, there's a score. But, like, if I could have had some, like, just a...
I got you.
Like a death row, back in the day, death row doing a soundtrack. This is the type of movie that they would have done. Like 50 should have done a soundtrack with G Unit or something,
nice.
and put M on a song or whatever, and it would have been just ridiculous.
Not have made it, no, yeah, you're right. I think they could have avoided the cheese factor of like total gangster, you know what I mean?
For sure, like you could
rap, you know, movie, and it would have still been good.
And when you play the songs, it's a verse here or there, and it's when they're driving from scene to scene. Like you don't have to have it, you know, playing while they're talking or whatever, because it would take away from the story. But there's enough like in between pieces of like, you know, Gerard Butler in the car or you know, 50 and Porn Stash in the car. There's enough of those that you could have easily put a song here, a song there, and then end it with just a banger as the credits come on. And
you would have liked it.
Oh my God! It probably would have been a 10. It probably would have been a 10.
Dang.
Yes.
I don't know, man.
It probably would have been a 10 if you give me a dope ass soundtrack, man.
I'm gonna hit one more positive on this movie was. I mean, and not only is it really cool to, you know, the bank or the robbery part, you know what I mean, and seeing the inner workings of that crew, but it's balanced super well with the inner workings of these major crimes unit.
Yep.
You know what I mean? And the two, and it didn't feel like, oh, we're all in on one or we're all in on the other.
No.
You kind of rooted for them both at times. So the balance between mixing those two was great.
You could easily say, okay, I want to see them get away.
Yeah.
Like, hurry up, get away. And then you're like, with the cops, you're like, oh, no, you got to catch him.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, you definitely, because it's shades of gray. Not 50 Shades of Grey, but shades of gray. Like, it's
the good and the bad.
It's the situation of, like, real life.
Yeah.
Like, not everybody...
Just like Star Wars,
There's no perfect person, you know? There's no just, I'm the white knight coming in. There's none of that. You know? There's always going to be some shady crap coming on from one side or the other. And, man, like, tell me the scene with his daughter, with 50's daughter, wasn't hilarious, man.
There's many parts in this movie that had me rolling. Yeah. I mean, it was funny,
that's
too.
a classic scene.
That is.
That is a classic scene. Like,
having all those guys just meatheads in his garage lifting weights.
So he's got a bunch of Samoans in his garage
and
lifting.
Just hard looking dudes.
Yeah, like they.
You wouldn't want to walk in there.
And 50's daughter is going out to like
prom.
the prom, and dude comes knocking on the door, and he's acting all suave and like, you know, talking to the mom like, oh, I see where you get your good looks. Yeah. And 50 comes rolling up on him like, oh, let me talk to you.
I like the little nod with the red handkerchief too.
Oh yeah, you gonna put that away.
And 50 just comes in and stuffs it deep down in his pocket.
He's
and
like,
says,
you gonna put that away?
Let me talk to you real quick, because this is all L.A. Remember? So this dude's running out with a little red handkerchief.
Yeah, he wasn't having that.
Red bow tie, red shoes.
It is a classic. It's a classic.
And they scare the crap out of him.
Yeah, He was not happy when he left there. He's like, 11 o'clock. I'll be back
11
here.
on the dot, sir. Sir.
Oh man, that was funny. All right, man. So let's get into some bad. Any bad for you?
Oh god, the big
But
one.
minus the crying scene.
That one sticks out so hard.
Well, yeah, because he, nobody's gonna call him the greatest thespian that's ever lived.
Just say, hey, you know what? This isn't what I do. Let's just not put this in because it looks so terrible.
It did look bad.
Gerard Butler just crying into his hand, and then when
he
you
has
look,
to, because his eyes are dry.
well, and then you look up and he's wiping dry his dry eyes, and I'm like, Gerard, what you wiping away?
Yeah, he's got to dry the dry eyes, man. You got to dry the dry eyes sometimes.
Yeah, so and a little bit, I guess, of his, I guess on the villain side, or let's call him the villain side, they do a good job of like showing the personal life and bringing it into there and humanizing them a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
I think that it kind of failed on the Gerard Butler side and the cop side. Gerard Butler was the only one to get a little bit of personal life time,
right?
And I just didn't love it. So
yeah,
that's
I
my
think
downside. He has a turmoil with his wife who's divorcing him,
and I think that's
the kids.
That's the situation where they want you to like see the bad side of Gerard Butler. Like he works too much. He's
a bad
he's
father.
Stepping out on his wife.
Yeah, stepping out on his wife.
He's doing all this stuff with strippers and everything else. But then let's give him the redemption because he loves his kids.
Yeah,
which is great. But I mean,
it's just cheesy, I guess, to me.
Yeah. In this type of movie, I could see that. I could see what you're saying.
Whereas on the other side, you put 50 in his home with his daughter, and that's a golden scene. Like we loved it. You know what I mean? And that built to the character, and it built for rooting for sides.
You wanted them to get away now.
Exactly.
Because now you have this person that he's not a bad person. He's just doing some bad stuff.
Exactly. What did you think, Pat? What was bad for you?
I mean, you nailed it when you those two scenes that you're talking about with Gerard Butler, but I mean that's nitpicky to me.
Okay. Fair.
Because I really did enjoy this movie quite a bit, and I'm telling you, if you just had a banging soundtrack, oh man. Anyway, that's it, man. Like I enjoyed it. Like I might have to see it again just to go back and be like, okay, this part, this part, But no, like everything I can think of, it starts off with a cool action piece.
Yeah, it does.
And then you get to engage with the characters. You get to know who you're dealing with, and it gives you three main characters basically. Where they actually like name them on the screen. This is his story. This is his story. This is his story, and so you get that perspective from Gerard Butler, from Pornstache, and from O'Shea Jackson Jr. And so those three characters carry you out through the movie. And, to know how it ends up, go backwards and see it again and be like, oh, like,
it's pretty fun, yeah.
That part, it connects better. And,
So your bad is good.
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah. I mean, I really enjoyed the movie.
Love it, Pat.
I dig it.
All right, I'll top it off with my last bad. It was just, not that the action wasn't great, and the ending action scene did lend itself for a great, like, cool fight, but it seemed a little far-fetched that these, I don't know, so do a spoiler it a little bit? I don't know. Okay, well, here we go. Spoiler just for a second. It won't be too long.
Well, just be careful what you don't spoil.
No, I'm not going to spoil the twist.
Okay.
It's just that the final action scene, they open up basically, in full-on gun warfare in stopped traffic.
Yeah,
like there's no way any cop ever is going to engage these people.
They wouldn't have.
They would be in these cops would be in jail.
They probably would be.
Like you can't open up on an
It's
armed...
like, just get down by the engine block. You'll be okay.
Yeah, and they only told it to like 10 cars in a row of 100 cars, and then they're just spraying bullets all over the place back and forth.
There's so much collateral damage in that scene.
That would be at least 25 to 50 passenger casualties.
Like
and
the cops are probably going to jail.
And that just makes it absolutely totally far-fetched for me.
That's true.
And I was like,
I see your point, man.
But then once that ended, and then they were just chasing them through like the city.
That was cool.
Cool. I'm back on it. But
hey man, the scene where he does light up through the truck.
It was badass.
Oh my god.
Hell yeah, it was badass. But like, here a great other scenario was the Sicario scene. Back to whenever we did that 3 years ago. I don't know, for some reason that was so much more believable than, you know, Sicario had this scene